Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I am going to be covering an article I'm sure others have talked about recently, and that is the revelation about new force powers being introduced in the upcoming episode 9 of the Disney trilogy, set to be released in a couple weeks from tomorrow, actually. And the site I'm using is Bounding Into Comics. They are actually a decent site to use when you want to look up articles on what's happening in pop culture and entertainment without giving sites such as those like ComicCBR.com and Vanity Fair, those that prostrate themselves before Disney any clicks. So I am going to be covering the one where J.J. Abrams confirms the new force powers coming in his upcoming film. This is by John F. Trent. It begins, Star Wars, sorry. No, it jumped on me. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker director J.J. Abrams seemingly confirmed leaks that the film will introduce new force powers. And, looks like they link a video to another YouTuber named SC Reviews. He's actually really good. If you haven't checked out his work, his videos, I would highly recommend you go checking him out. In the interview, speaking with Vanity Fair, Abrams stated, "There will be new force powers. It was really important that we not just redo the things you've seen, but add new elements," which is all well and good. But we have seen new force powers introduced not only in the films, but in the books and in the Clone Wars TV series, so it's not exactly a revolutionary approach that he's taking. However, he goes on, this is where I grow concerned with his comment. He goes on to admit that he believes these new powers will infuriate some people and thrill others. The fact that you couch it in those terms infuriates them. I have to wonder, what would be infuriating about them? Why would we be upset? The only thing I can fathom is these would be introduced in a way that I'd like to call Reus Ex Machina, Rey in the Machine, which will be essentially a force power she figures out she has to save the day. That's it. It's a gimmick at this point. It's because reasons at this point, a cop-out, that they're using these. And it just goes to show that they had the blueprints. They didn't have to use the entire EU, but the blueprints were there. The force powers were there. I have this, the Jedi Path, that Ryan used, or claimed he used, when he had Luke force project at the end of TLJ. I do have the Book of the Sith, but my little brother, the one who aspires to be a Grand Moff in the Empire once they take over, took it. So I don't have it to show you. I also have, and I have a copy of a book like this, Jedi vs. Sith, The Essential Guide to the Force, detailing force powers that they could use. One of them is force healing, which is one of the rumored abilities that Rey finds out she has. Scrolling down, Abrams makes it crystal clear he's talking about new force powers. We wanted to make sure that this picture also showed aspects of the force in ways that go beyond what you've seen before. We've seen it. We've seen other examples of force powers being used. For example, we never saw in the movies influence over animals. But in the Clone Wars show, at one point, Obi-Wan uses his animal affinity powers to control these creatures on a planet to save the clones. So we've seen new force powers being used. It's not revolutionary what you are doing, JJ. Oh my god. Vanity Fair speculates that one of these new powers will be force flying, and they point to a moment in the trailer where Rey seemingly leaps and then flies towards the Millennium Falcon. It's like Mary Leia Poppins all over again at this point. What? So, chances are, if the rumors are correct, Leia trains Rey, because we couldn't trust Luke to do it for the past year, because it's supposed to be, I think, a year that takes place between episodes 8 and 9. And so she teaches her the flying ability that we saw her use in TLJ, but who taught her? The assumption would be Luke did, but there was never any line of dialogue or any flashback to indicate that that would be the case. It's just an assumption. And we all know what happens when you assume. And that's what these movies have been. Just assumption after assumption. Us having to fill in the blanks. Or read these books. That's not what the movie's supposed to do. You're supposed to get most everything in the movie. And then the books, or supplemental material, it's like, hey, if you want to know more, here's some more details. But we shouldn't have to read them. And they cover a tweet or something. I'm not going to bother reading it. I'm not going to bother even clicking on the video. People have seen it. She kind of flies towards the Millennium Falcon while they're trying to escape. I assume. I have no idea. Let's see. Abrams isn't the only one who has confirmed Rey will get new Force powers. Actress Daisy Ridley also made it crystal clear Rey will get new Force abilities. She told EW she's definitely more in control of everything and can do new fun stuff. But she's vulnerable and a little insecure about at all. Oh god, editors. What are you paid for? I'm hoping it's the editors and she doesn't sound stupid. Let's put it that way. Although, who teaches her? Leia would be the only one who could teach her at this point, but we have had no indication at all that she had been taught by Luke. And even if she had, how is she at that level of mastery that she could teach Rey? It took Luke years to reach the levels he achieved in the EU. I'm assuming, because Kylo was 29 years old, that chances are Leia did not begin Force training right away, or at least when she was, like when she was pregnant with Jaina and Jason in the Thrawn trilogy, she was training, but she also had her political duties. So she wouldn't have had time to become a Jedi Master that we're supposedly going to believe she is at the beginning of Episode 9. And it shows this comic panel. It goes, of course, Rey, the Mary Sue that she is, can do it. And there's Leia. I knew you could do it. You had it in you, Rey. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Two separate rumors have indicated that Rey will use new Force powers. This is, I think, like separate articles, but I wanted to also cover this one. This is, I guess, from MakingStarWars.net, and it says, Rey and crew do get attacked by a sandworm alien, which reveals an inexplicable new superpower Rey possesses, the power to heal. Force healing is already canon! Or was already canon. We've seen it! That's not new! Or even rejuvenate life. Bullshit! The heroes battle the creature and almost kill the worm, and then she uses her powers to repair or heal or even bring it back to life. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Nothing new. But now she's imbued with all these Force powers because she is Super Rey. A strong female is not one who can do anything. A strong female is one that has limitations but still fights to overcome them. She has no limitations. None. She's perfect at everything she does. She can speak Wookiee with no explanation. She can pilot with no explanation. Oh, here's another thing. I got into a debate with people who would like to use the excuse that she worked on ships with Unkar Plot in Force Awakens. Thus, it's believable that she would be a pilot. Well, if that logic is at all believable, then engineers could be pilots. They know the aircraft they work on. Then why can't they fly them? Then a Reddit leaker, Jedi Praxis, also confirms Rey will use the Force to heal. It's like same essentially thing. And also rumors Rey will use Force lighting towards the end of the film in order to defeat Emperor Palpatine and his armada of Imperial Star Destroyers. Who taught her? So, it'd be Leia, because she's the one who's training her. It's not believable that Luke would teach Leia how to use Force lightning because, one, it's a dark side power, and two, having suffered the effects of it at the end of Return of the Jedi, the last thing I think Luke would want to train his sister is how to use the Force ability that nearly killed him. But yet, Rey can use it, according to these rumors. This makes her worse, not better. You don't look up to someone because they are perfect. You look up to someone because they're relatable. We are imperfect. I don't want to look at up to someone who is, like Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way. I like empathy. I want to relate to someone. And I can't to this character or to any of these characters because we've not been given any whys or hows to their motivations or abilities. Okay, but I'll put this link in the description. I think I've been forgetting to do that with the other videos, but I'll try to remember for this one because this is a good site to use. I would recommend you at least checking them out. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and share. And hopefully, I can't guarantee I'll be able to do another video by the end of the week, but I will try to do more next week, especially since the fall semester for my school is wrapping up and I'll pretty much be done, more or less, by the end of next week. And after that, I will be able to do it a lot more frequently in terms of giving you content for my channel. So this is Mara Jade. I hope you are well. I hope you are safe. I hope you are having fun with family this upcoming Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate season. I hope you have a good time. I will catch you on the dark side. Take care.